Hello everyone, and welcome. I'm VelvettB, and thanks for joining me today for this modern desert home speed build. So I am VelvettB. I am a Sims player from New Zealand and a content creator, obviously, because here you are, watching my content here on YouTube. I also stream over on Twitch as well, a couple of times a week, 2 to 3 times a week, just depending on the week. And today we are building a modern home in the desert for a family. I haven't built in Oasis Springs for a while, and I don't know, I just felt inspired to. I was doing my old trick where I was just scrolling through Pinterest. I do this. And this is where I get a lot of inspiration. Sometimes builds come to me in my head for whatever reason, or more often than not, I do sort of get ideas from Pinterest. And it's not necessarily that I replicate houses on Pinterest, it's that I use them for inspiration. And that's very much the case with this build here. So it wasn't that this house ended up looking exactly like my inspiration at all. It was more that it was the jumping off point in my brain for what I wanted to create. And I did want to create something white. I wanted to create something modern. And I wanted to create something with curves going in at the front. So I think I accomplished that. So yay me. Also, I wanted to make something that was nice and playable for a whole family of Sims. So yeah, and I did that as well. So this is very much a family home, and it has 5 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms on a 50 by 50 lot. So this is actually on the Affluista Mansion lot in Oasis Springs. And it just has an amazing view, amazing backdrop, and I felt like the white was such a cool contrast against the color of the lot. And then against the greenery that I placed around it as well. I just thought it looked fabulous and I really liked it. So the shape of the house did evolve. So the initial shape of the house that I am building at the moment, so this what's there right now, that's very much how the inspiration was, or to a degree. Obviously in The Sims we can't create like those big archway, kind of stepped back archways that you can see in some, you know, some houses and that sort of thing. So I had to kind of come up with a way where I could give the idea of that without actually doing it, because we can't actually do it. Or if we can do it, please tell me how. I haven't been able to work it out. I know you can do smaller ones with those doorways with the archways, you know, you have that sort of thing, but I wanted to create like these big sort of archways. And I kind of had this idea in my head where I wanted to create like this big curved kind of driveway going into it as well. So it's got like quite a lot of space around the front, but it is a big lot, 50 by 50, and it does actually have quite a bit of space around the back as well. So, you know, I just wanted to create something kind of dramatic around the front and quite cool, and you'll sort of see that come shape together as we progress throughout the build. And I do extend the build off to the side, actually off to both sides a little bit too. So it actually gets a lot bigger. I felt like for a lot this size and for the style of house, like it kind of made sense to me that this would be a bigger, kind of a little bit more of a showcase kind of house, but a family still lives there. So it's a showcase kind of house, but you know, they've got money, but a family does live there. So, you know, they've got like a little basketball area, they've got bikes, they've got swings, they've got a little sand pit around the back, you know, stuff like that, that does make it a family home. So you can sort of see how I've shaped the driveway there. So I've used the curved platforms to create the curves, and then I've done the sort of the low-lying fencing around the edge of the platforms just to create the curves, as you can see there. And that's a little trick that I picked up from the amazing Kate Emerald, who knows so many tricks, and I need to watch more of her videos and get more tricks, to be honest. It's just finding the time in the day. It's like, how much time do I have to watch all of the videos in a day? Not that much time, I tells ya. And now you can sort of see it is getting bigger. So off to this side here, I wanted to have an above ground pool. So voila, there it is. And just with the windows all around the side, so you can sort of see people swimming inside it, which I think is really cool. I love an upstairs like pool. I think it's really funky, so I was like, yeah, there for it. And then around the other side, I did bring it out a lot more as well. I just felt like it needed to be a bigger home, just to really balance off the lot. And I was really happy with the balance that I ended up getting. And I just created like a little feature in the middle. So I was like, just creating a little fountain. I was like, oh, damn, I have to delete that platform and redo it. Anyway, got there in the end because you can't create fountains underneath a platform, sadly. And I'm just stacking up the the Patio Perfect Patio stuff pack rings that you get for the fountain. They're really neat when you stack them up. So yeah, it was cool. So the packs that I used for this build were, and this is a limited pack build. So there was a few EPs, so expansion packs. This is Seasons, Lovestruck, For Rent, High School Years, Eco Lifestyle, Discover University, Island Living, although I may have deleted the Island Living stuff. Not 100% on that. Cats and Dogs, Get Together and Get to Work. There were 2 game packs, Wedding Stories and Spa Day. Mainly Wedding Stories for the flowers and the door, if I'm being really honest. And Spa Day I used all over the place. Then the stuff packs that I used were the Moschino stuff pack, which the windows from that, and the patio stuff pack, the Perfect Patio stuff pack. That just worked so nicely because I did like primarily white, but counterbalance the white with black, and just that Perfect Patio stuff pack just does the most beautiful outdoor black and white stuff, and it's just absolutely perfect for this kind of build. So I went there with that. And then I only used one kit, and that was the Greenhouse Haven kit. And I'm just thinking, why did I use that kit? Because I didn't have a greenhouse. So I think that's probably primarily clutter off the top of my head. I think maybe I was looking at using the windows, perhaps. I might have used the windows from that pack. Those windows are so good. And they are actually a really good match against the Moschino pack kit as well. So, Moschino pack kit? Moschino stuff pack. My gosh. Moschino stuff pack. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm just building a little pergola gazebo typey thing. And the reason it's just kind of that odd shape is that I wanted to add stairs on the on it. And being it all round, it was just going to be difficult, and I just wanted to have like a slightly different shape, so that's what I did. So I'm just adding in a little bit of landscaping around the place, and it's also got like your succulents and palm trees primarily, and I think like a few little scatterings of daisies here and there. But I did try and keep it pretty simple as far as the landscaping went. I felt like the landscaping for this type of house would be very deliberate. So, you know, it would be deliberately placed. It wouldn't be helter-skelter all over the place. It wouldn't be overgrown. It would be beautifully sort of, you know, curated and, you know, designed, I guess. So, you know, you've got very precise little places for each of the little plants there. And I did end up building like another little extra seating area, I guess, out the back. I just had this little corner. I was like, oh, what am I going to do with that? And I was like, you know what, let's just do, there's a beautiful view from that section of the house. And I was like, let's do no fencing. Let's open it up and create like a beautiful little seating area where the Sims can kind of sit out there on an evening and maybe just enjoy the view. Again, just doing a little fountain there in the middle. And I thought that was kind of the perfect spot for it because it's just like, yeah, away from the fence, and like you can just see the whole canyon in behind here. And it would be super pretty, and I just made it into a cool shape. That's basically it. I did actually want to make this quite accessible, the pool area, sorry, quite accessible from the backyard as well. So I did end up adding some stairs in that backyard area up to the pool area. So you've got 2 points of access to the pool area. So there's an internal access as well as an exterior access, just adding in my debug car for my garage. So I did create like a faux little garage there, and then just a little bit of seating actually lounge chairs, because you know you're just going to lounge there and have a good time in your little gazebo. And I did add in a telescope and an easel, so I felt like, you know, the little gazebo at the front would be a great spot for both of those things. So this is me just adding in the stairs to that backyard area that I was talking about. So a couple of points of access there. You can also access the pool area from the top level. I did add like a doorway, and there's like a bit of a walkway through to that pool area from the second floor as well. So there's lots of access points to make the pool very accessible. And then I added in like a little basketball court around the back. I thought that would be cute, and I don't always use those, so I thought, you know what, let's use them today. So I did. Did I say that I was using City Living? I should add City Living to this. I don't know if I've got that list right. I was reading a list and I don't know if I updated it. I think I took out Island Living and I think I put in City Living. I'll check that before I do anything else. But anyway, it is limited pack. So this is a little sand pit. We've got a swing, and then I'm just creating like a little seating area with the coverage there, and just a little couch under there, so you know the parent can sit there and watch the kitties and make sure that they're all safe. Because I thought this was going to be the type of home where there was going to be multiple sort of age sims. So maybe you have like a toddler and like a child and maybe a teenager in here as well. There's certainly the bedroom space for a whole lot of different ages. And just going back to the old fountain thing, in City Living there's actually a little water wall is probably the best way to put that, and this is what I've used here against the back of these fountains. And I've used those little water walls as like kind of a divider for the barbecue area, and I did create like a custom pattern on the floor here as well. I wanted to not do a contrast color, so that was a deliberate choice. I just wanted to do a pattern that just kind of was a textural kind of thing rather than, you know, rather than a color pattern. I wanted it to be a textural pattern, because I'm going to be adding in, as you can see here, the black and the white with the Patio stuff pack. Perfect Patio stuff pack. I always just call it the Patio stuff pack. So if you ever hear me say Patio stuff pack, it's just what I mean, the perfect Patio stuff pack. I always skip the perfect part, although it is kind of perfect. It's a great pack. I use it all the time. I love it. And if you're wondering, should I get this stuff pack? The answer is yes, you should. Particularly if you're a builder. You will find it very useful for outdoor stuff. So I added in the monkey bars and a hopscotch, as well as like the little sand pit. In the sand pit I added some toys and some buckets and spades from Debug. So I think we're getting close to being done on the exterior. So I've just got like a little bit more landscaping to do. So one of the things that quite often happens when you are working with curves in The Sims 4 is something happens at some point during the build where the flooring that I put on the driveway started to seep out of the curves. So initially those little problems there weren't there. So there was something that I did with the build that caused that to pop out, and I don't know exactly what it was and at what point it happened, but it meant that I had to hide them. So if you're wondering why I suddenly added like a whole lot of greenery around the gazebo and the driveway, that is why, because I was hiding those little seepages of thing, and you can't get rid of them. Like you can delete that platform all you like, it is still going to stay there. And this happens all of the time when I'm building with round rooms, and I assume it happens to other people as well. It's very frustrating, and I wish it didn't happen, because you know, you create this beautiful rounded driveway, and then you know, you do something else somewhere else on the lot, and then all of a sudden it affects what you've done with the rounded stuff around the front of the house, and voila, you have a problem. Anyway, the thing with that is that you can hide that problem with bushes. So winner. You can't even tell, it's fine. So I'm starting to move on to the interior. So this is kind of like a little changing room shower area. So once you've had a swim in the pool, you can come in here and have a shower and get changed if you want to. So, you know, it's all set up for that. So this is one of the 6 bathrooms in the house. Well, it's kind of like off to the side of the house, but it's still in the house technically. You know what I'm saying. And, you know, little seating area, and I think you did like a drinks tray and bits and pieces in there just to keep it pretty simple. I think I went, yeah, I did. I went with the eco style wood wallpaper on the interior of the house. I just wanted something with a bit of color and life, but I wanted to keep it quite modern looking as well. So I thought that was actually a really good choice. And so it's still light colored, but it does create like a little bit of pattern and life to the inside of the build. Anyway, I did want to just introduce this build. We have got a little bit left in the build, but I just wanted to introduce it and, yeah, basically say what it was about and what my sort of concept was for this. And I was thinking like large desert family home, and I feel like, you know, I really did hit that. I think it's actually a really pretty build. So I was really happy with how that came together. And I did skip over the floor plan of this build. Mainly because I kind of did it in the dark and you couldn't really see what I was doing. Like, I could see what I was doing, but then I was like watching it. I was like, what? I don't think people are going to really be able to see what I'm doing, so I'm just going to maybe skip over that part. So, yeah. Oh, dear. So I didn't really, yeah. The problem with doing floor plans is that you don't want to put the lights in until you've done the floor plan, because otherwise you just have to shift all the lights around and it's just like counterproductive. But, you know, you kind of want to show the floor plan process, because, you know, some people do struggle with floor plans and they want to actually see that process. But, you know, it is half the time it's going to be in the dark because you haven't added the lights. And, yeah. Because there's like quite a lot of spaces where I didn't have any windows as well, there wasn't like a lot of light coming into the house in certain sections, and it was quite dark, and I was just like, you can't see much of anything. Like, you'd be sitting there squinting going, what are you doing? What are you doing? So, yes, anyway, long story short, I skipped over it because it was quite dark, and yeah, it seemed counterproductive to have something that you couldn't see in the video. And yeah, I'm just working on the kitchen. Again, I'm just using the beautiful base game set in the sort of mid-toned wood, and I thought that was such a good contrast color against the black and the white that I've used throughout. So you'll see that sort of color popping up throughout the build, and just contrasting it with other pops of color along the way. So definitely different colors in each of the bedrooms, and I just tried to add like different personalities in each of the bedrooms as well. So hopefully you see that along the way. Anyway, I'm going to leave you guys there. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the build. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit subscribe, like, comment, all of those lovely free things that help me out as a creator. That would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the build. Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.